Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome back to the hangar. It's about 40 degrees right now. I've got the Champ getting warmed up here with a little cheap hair dryer. It was actually recommended to me by a couple buddies of mine, so I'm going to try it out this morning. It's about 40 degrees, so it's not too cold, but to the Champ, it's a little chilly still. Today, we're going to fly to Dexter, Missouri. We're going to have to stay on some pavement still. It's very wet here still. I'm trying to get on some grass strips and on some sandbars. But the good part is that I will get to fly down the river. I can basically fly the river north to get up to Dexter. And so we'll get a little river action in today. I'm going to get the Champ pulled out. We've got plenty of fuel to make it there, and I believe enough to get back. Of course, I'll check it before we leave. So we'll get going here, and I'll see you guys on the taxiway. All right, boys and girls, we're on the right outside my hangar here. Just got the plane cranked. Gonna get all my instruments set, get everything ready to go. I'll listen to AWAS before we leave. Battery is getting dead on my radio, unfortunately. That's all right. We'll kind of use it when we need it, turn it off when we don't. Little story. I actually got a text from a guy that watches me here on YouTube and invited me to lunch a few weeks ago. Been busy for the past few weeks, but I finally got the time to go, so we're going to head out for it today. I'm leaving a little bit early so we can get a little footage on the way. The guy that has invited me to lunch, maybe I can kind of show you around his plane. I'm going to let this thing get warmed up, and I'll catch y'all on the runway. Here we are holding short of runway 22. My plane is just about up to 10. I'm going to bump the RPMs a little bit, get her warmed up. I'm going to go ahead and go through my checklist, pre-takeoff checklist, make a radio call so we can depart. And we'll be departing 22 headed south way. Make a right turn out to head back towards the north. Just the easiest way. That way I can go ahead and get out of everyone's way. Alright, we're good to go. My flight controls are free and correct. Harrisburg traffic, Champ 650, departing runway 22, Harrisburg. Okay, my camera's really not wanting to work with me today. Actually, I had carb ice issues on takeoff. I had to stop and had some carb heat on, which was my fault. I should have had carb heat on anyway. These things are ice makers. The winds are going to be less than 5 miles an hour all day. And the gentleman that asked me to come along, if it worked good for him, worked good for me. Today, I believe it's the first YouTube video that I've done solo. Now, my brother is usually behind the camera. He's got a wicked camera, and he's extremely talented. But unfortunately, he had to go to school today. I got the day off of work. I think the high is 52 today. The restaurant we're going to today is called Airways Restaurant, I believe. It's in Dexter, Missouri. I've eaten breakfast there a couple times. Got a great breakfast, and even lunch once. Very nice people. It's extremely convenient. I'll show you when we get there. I mean, it's basically on the taxiway. Get on down towards the river here. We do have some extra time, but I'm not sure if I'll stop at any sandbars or not due to them being wet. And it's kind of fun when you get in here solo because you get to start flying how you want to fly. You don't have to worry about somebody getting sick or somebody not liking the way you fly. Two bald eagles so far this morning, so I am going to be a little careful. I definitely don't want to hit one of those, even if it wasn't the national bird. Those are big birds. They'll do some destruction. Wow. Beautiful this morning. I mean, just absolutely still. Just not a whole lot going on. Plane is flying just so nicely. That makes 5 bald eagles I've seen this morning. There's 1, 2, 3. Wow. This is beautiful. Just kind of flying along in a little riverway, a little slough is what we refer to it as. Alright, back up to cruising altitude. We are 7 to 800 ATL, whopping 67 knots, 32 nautical miles to go, and we'll be there in 30 minutes. We are exactly 11 nautical miles from the airport. Now, Dexter itself doesn't have an AWAS, so we're going to use the nearest one, which is Malden Regional.
Malden Regional Airport. Automated weather observation. 1705 Zulu. Weather. Wind 230 at 3. Visibility 10. Clear below 12,000. Temperature 8.
410 miles to the north inbound for landing, Murray.
I would really like to land runway 18. Said he is 10 miles to the southeast. I think he said 9. I'm actually 10. The wind is light and variable, so I'll just fly in 3-6 behind him. I don't really want to go straight in though. Extra traffic. Snow, where was your location?
Dexter traffic, Skyhawk 4 Mike Charlie's on a 4-mile right base for 3-6, Dexter.
Roger, I'm 8 miles to the south. I'll be in behind you. Extra traffic. I believe what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing out towards the west. I'll give them plenty of room. And I'm going to enter a 45 for a left downwind, runway 1.
Traffic,
That would be the safest to me. I can see the windsock. I don't believe that my radios are working well. I do need to work on that. Class off, so, you know, I mean, legally I don't have to have any radios at all. I am now on a 45 to enter a left downwind, runway 18. I'm watching the Skyhawk land right now to the north. I still think that runway 18 is the better decision. I'm going to fly the 45. Once I reach midfield, I'll look at the windsock. My radio's just died. I'll look at the windsock. If it's favoring 18, I'll continue on the left downwind. If it's favoring 3-6, I'll cross midfield and enter a left downwind to 3-6. That's the good thing about this small airports and small little planes is we can kind of ease our way around. Plus, this plane is so slow. You've got planes like this Skyhawk that was just right there with me. He's already on the ground and out of my way. Okay, we are now left downwind for runway 18. Sock is favoring towards 18. Nearly a crosswind, but it's not much. So I'm going to stay here, and I'll land 18, which is actually the opposite direction of the restaurant, which is why I'm guessing that this guy will probably land at 3-6. I'm already here. Makes things easier. I'm just going to stay here. All right, we're now on the ground. My battery decided to come out of the GoPro once again. This is getting really aggravating. I'm going to have to switch batteries. There's got to be something wrong with this one. It's not wanting to catch in there. I don't know what you've missed, but I just had a very nice landing. The wind is light. I'm now taxiing up next to what looks like a Cessna 185. Pretty sweet plane. Oh, what a beautiful plane. Let's see. All right, I'm going to stop it here. My brakes aren't the best. I'll kind of set myself up. I've got a little bit of footage. I actually had a guy stop and tell me that this was the plane that he learned to fly tailwheel in and hand prop. Now, I've been sitting here for maybe 10 minutes and already seen several planes coming in and out. We've got one behind us here. And man, there's really a lot of traffic here. The guy I've eaten lunch with to be here in about 20 minutes. So we'll hang out and wait on him. And hopefully get some lunch soon. All right, now I don't know if you can tell, but actually right here is the taxiway. Here is actually the restaurant. So things are just really easy. I know I've flown into Lambert's not long ago. When I flew into Lambert's, it's nice to go to Lambert's, but you have to wait on the shuttle, which is really convenient. It's nice to have, but just to be able to fly up here and to walk right into the restaurant is just a lot quicker, a little bit more convenient, and somewhat nicer to me. I'm going to ease in here before Mr. Jim gets here, kind of show you around a little bit, maybe see if I can get some filming done. I know some of you really like to see the restaurant, so I'm going to show you what I can. I always get really funny looks when I have a camera. I guess that's just part of it. But I'm going to ease in here. I'll try to film a little bit of the restaurant and show you what I can. Airways Cafe. So it's just a nice little brick building. It's more of like a mom and pop place. As I'm now headed back out to the plane before he gets here, I just ran in and got a little footage for y'all, what I could. I'm going to try to go put the camera down and enjoy lunch.
In the panel over there. That gets rid of all of the engine instruments, fuel,
Sure.
fuel flow, pressures, outside everything. All that comes up on that one gauge, and that's what cleans the panel up. And the other thing is that we left the other stuff in so that if the glass goes away, you still got the airspeed, altimeter, vert speed. You got an electric turn coordinator, and then you have the pitot static artificial horizon.
That's amazing.
So there's triple backup on the panel, and if that all goes away, I got a panel on the iPad. If all four of them go away, you're on your own.
Just like that, y'all, my friend Mr. Jim is headed back to Mississippi. He flew, oh gosh, I don't know, 100, 200 nautical miles up here to eat with me. We went to lunch, had a great lunch here at Dexter. A very knowledgeable guy, FedEx captain, retired FedEx captain. Can't thank him enough for coming up, spending some time with a young cat like me, teaching me what he could in our short amount of time. I can't say enough about how good of a guy and how good he's done for me in just that short amount of time. I'm going to push the Champ up to the restaurant there. I'm going to prop and head back to West Tennessee. I'll see y'all in there. So we're back in the cockpit. Just started the plane. We're about to get going here. It's just going to be a boring ride home. I'm going to fly straight there. I don't have too much fuel to be wandering around. So I'm going to head on out, let this plane warm up. Flight controls free and correct. Feels good. Final is clear. We're headed back to Tennessee. Rotate. About to head on up to about 2,000 foot so I can get a bit of a tailwind. And we'll cruise home. Looking like it's about 40 minutes home. We should be cruising about 70 or so once we get on up. I did promise everyone that I would talk a little bit what Mr. Jim and I were talking about. With his level of knowledge and expertise, he basically paid for my lunch and thought of different ways that he might be able to help me learn from other people's accidents. Being one, a major one, is that most people die in an airplane from stall spins. I mean, he was just really basically just kind of mentoring me along. I really appreciate that. Guys, this is all so fun, but it is no joke. If you don't feel safe in an airplane or in some area, get the extra training. It's definitely worth it. This is one of the most rewarding hobbies or careers you could ever have. So once again, Mr. Jim, I really appreciate you coming and eating lunch with me. If you're watching this, thank you so much. I hope you have a safe trip back all the way to Mississippi. We are now back at Dyersburg. We're going across midfield here. Look at the windsock. I'm preparing to turn for a left downwind, runway 22. And that would be correct. So I'm going to go ahead and cross. It's going to be a bit of a crosswind, but not too bad. All right, let's go ahead and extend downwind. Slip in. And get over this displaced threshold. That will full stall land. Oh, wow. That wind is something. Just like that, guys, we're back on the ground here at Dyersburg. Man, it's been a beautiful Friday. Perfect day to go eat lunch. Winds are calm. I have really enjoyed it. Once again, thank you, Mr. Jim, if you're watching. I had a great time. I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Like if you can. Subscribe if you can. Leave me a comment. Y'all keep flying.